What's up, you guys? Jake State Farm here with Atomic Theory, and we are back with yet another Atomic Hourly Arena video. We are going to be trying to take this one down here, coming in just about halfway through here. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. If you're wondering why my lighting's so bad, why I'm cooped up in my room here, I've got a pretty gnarly illness. I've had it for a few days now. It's a pretty not so fun one. So I'm trying to. It's very contagious. So I'm trying to stay away from my housemates as much as possible. And so yeah, don't have a great setup up here, but yeah, we'll try to make it work here. All right, going up against the real Bobox. Grind don't stop though. Even though I'm sick, man, grind don't stop. We are gonna continue to pump out the videos. So thank you guys for the support, and I've missed uploading. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. Alright, Mr. Bobox is trying to consider what to do. Not a bad move here. He could go Queen H4 or Queen B2. Both are solid moves. Now Queen G4 is a good move. Okay, we'll see if he goes Knight F6 here. He does not. Okay, this is reasonable. Cutting off my knight's squares here. Let's go Bishop D2, and we can get Knight E5 in with a discovered attack. Wow, okay. Let's go Bishop E2 then. Okay, let's go, man. This dude's killing it. I could go Knight C3, but to be honest, I don't really know what that threatens. I mean, maybe like Knight E4 and Knight G5, but I think let's just go like D4 and then maybe C4 after that. And we'll see how this goes. So far, well played to my opponent. He seems to know all the tricks I'm trying to go for here. Very well played for a 1500 level player. Yeah, so we're just trying to expand space here. What's our next idea? I don't know yet. Yeah, let's give us a chance at C5 maybe. Well, maybe I'd like to start with D5. Okay. So, he's attacking our F pawn, so let's push it. Now he'll likely take, and then we've got Knight H4. And he's got Bishop H3, but we had to calculate that after Bishop H3, we can go Knight G6. And actually, after Knight G6, the only move to, I mean, he could go Bishop G7 and we could take everything, but he'll probably have to castle queenside after that. Yeah, so this is really interesting. So Knight G6 with a tempo, he can't go Bishop B7. And now, after he castles queenside, I think we just play this move of takes. And now we're still threatening this, and there's no square for his knight to get out. If it goes to E7, then we'll chomp down. So no matter where he goes here, I think we're winning material. But yeah, impressive that he was able to see this so fast. I think that was his only move to survive, really. Because if he had gone Bishop G7, we could have either taken immediately, or maybe even something like Knight E7, or we still could have taken here. And then it's like, okay, what are you going to do? Like, the only move really is maybe Rook H7 to try to hold on to material. And then, oh wow, that's actually a really pretty line. I want to look at that after the game. Then Knight E7, and we're attacking his knight, and his knight literally has no legal moves, so we're going to win all that material. Yeah, I want to check that after the video. Okay, let's go here. We could go here, but this way we'll get at least a rook out of it here. If he moves his king, then we've got mate on A7 or B6. There's no way to stop it. So, let's kind of take my knight here. He's got to. And we just want to prepare ourselves for something like F5, F4. Let's just get our king to safety. And with all these pawns here, it's going to be tough for him to break through. Let's start with H4. Although it probably shouldn't have done that. Gives him an opening with his knight there. jump on that, and now we're ready to get on an open file. Should he try to occupy one? Okay. Now we're okay with knight g4 because we will have mate. Yeah, that's his best move. We do have this, which looks scary, but I think this will eventually lose after king b1. I'm not sure. Maybe he would have e5 after that. I don't know, but we're pretty happy with this. Okay, yeah, this definitely loses. Good game of my opponent, though. Really well played. So if I was in a time scramble here, I'd just pre-move this move right here. Because I know no matter what, that would threaten mate. Although maybe that wouldn't be best because then he could just move. I need to think about that actually. Okay, let's check out this position I was talking about here. Yeah, so see how the material is equal, but it's saying +7. Like, it's a good position for me just because his pieces are going to have a tough time getting out, but still well played by my opponent to be able to see all my threats and stuff. Okay, so knight h4 wasn't the best move, but I played it with the idea that I thought he was going to play bishop h3. I guess I probably should have considered other options there, but yes, after bishop h3 and knight g6, I guess king d8 was another option. But say he goes, like, right, he's got to move the bishop. If he doesn't move his king, he can't go bishop d7. So say he goes bishop g7. Well, now I can just take this, I believe, is what I was looking at. And then if he plays rook h7 to stop knight takes h8, then I've got knight e7, and there's just no way to stop this. So yeah, really beautiful idea there. That's he's got pawns on h6 and f6, so there's no way for him to move his knight there. All right. Oh, we got a random player. I don't like my chances as much anymore, but maybe we'll get matched up with him. This is my homie right here. It looks like he's getting beat a little bit. Just a little bit here. Yeah. I don't love his position there. Let's see if he can come back. I almost mouse slipped there, I think. I almost accidentally played f5. Okay, interesting move by my opponent. As I like to say, not a bad one, just an interesting one. Alright, let's go e5. Want to be careful. Yeah, I was gonna say after knight f5, can we take here? No, we cannot because he's got queen h5, g6, and then queen h3. And then I'd have to play f5 to defend this. And then he's got e takes f5. Yeah, so you always want to calculate all of the queen moves. It's just so important. I mean, it looks like you're winning a free pawn here. And I had calculated that after this, and queen g4, we could play f5 and we'd be okay. But if he goes h3 and then, or sorry, h5 and then h3, then we no longer have f5 because he's able to take without exploding his queen. So, very important. Alright, let's see if he sees I made one threat here. Ah. Yeah, let's go here. I think this is the best move here, but see if he does it. So if he goes, okay, I like this for me. I'm gonna go f5. He can't go here because of h takes g, and yeah, we're threatening this, and there's actually pretty much no way to stop it. I guess he's got rook g1, which is his best try. I think it's mate and do either way. I've got some games against some 1-0 games I put against Maxwell that think I'll make a video about going over those. I may not make it tonight. I'm not sure. Uh, I'm yawning. I need to go to bed soon. Yeah, I need as much sleep as I can possibly get right now. But yeah, I've got a few games I want to look at, some educational games. So I planned to make that video tonight, but then I ended up playing some Hyperatomic, and now I'm playing in this. So I'm not sure if I'll have time to make that or not. But yeah, stay tuned for that. And then other than that, exciting stuff that's coming up. We've got the Atomic World Championship final that should happen maybe in a couple weeks, a little less than a couple weeks, I think. And potentially we'll be co-commentating that, not officially, but it's something that might happen. And if so, I'm sure the live stream will end up getting posted on this channel at some point. And so, yeah, you guys will be able to see that. And then, even more exciting than that, at least for me, is the cash prize tournament that we're running December 26th. So make sure you guys are registered for that. It's going to be a good time. Chances to win money even if you suck. Even if you lose all your games. If you play enough, you've still got chances to win. So now I've got to ask a question here. Am I allowed to say this? Yeah, I'm not going to try that. I'm not going to try it. We are too young to get shadow banned. We just started this channel, so not trying to get on the bad side of YouTube. But anyway, our opponent is that, and playing a sideline against him. I don't know, recently I've been doing knight f3, e3. If they defend with f6, e6, like I almost just never want to play knight d4. It's my most played move by far in that position, so I think I'm just like tired of playing it or something, I don't know. Okay, old me would have played d4. I think d4 is probably my most played move here. But I'm realizing that after d4, and like say castles f3, maybe e5 to get this bishop out, this queen side is just really slow. Like even knight c3 is going to be tough because he's got e takes d4 there. And so like, yeah, if I had plenty of time, like if he had pawns here and here, sure, I'd probably play d4, but I think I want to go knight c3. Yeah, it does allow this, but I don't know. I actually think this is too big of a threat. We go bishop a3 now, and we're pretty happy to see this. He's not going to be able to castle this game because, yeah, c5, en passant, and we could go bishop e7. If he does something like knight c6, then I would have responded with knight b5 with this threat of knight d6. But yeah, here, I guess there's no reason not to go d4 here. I was trying to think if I should play bishop e7, but let's start with d4. Okay. Yeah, we have to do this. I know we're allowing this, and then he's going to come in, but this bishop here is just so powerful. And especially when we've got pawns like this, we're just going to march down the board, and it's not going to be fun for my opponent. Okay, let's castle. We're going to go e4. I guess one idea would be to keep our king in the center of the board, knowing that it's hard for him to get rooks here. But I think our king is pretty safe over here too. We'll go g3 probably, and maybe h4. Okay, that's a good move. He's also threatening to take here with this tempo. He's probably going to go here, and he's not going to be able to mate us with just a knight, but we may end up being forced to trade off a rook 4 later on, depending on what happens. But I'll be honest, I just don't even think it matters. I think we're going to be able to storm down here. But we'll see. This e-pawn is now pinned, so it does make things a bit more challenging. And if we go f5, like if he's able to get a knight here, yeah, like f5, like, you know, knight g1, f5, knight f3, h3, and then takes. But then I guess we could just go d5 then. And still probably be okay. I don't know. It's not too much fun. I mean, it's not unfun, but it's just not like I'm not loving it. Ba-da-da-da-da. Okay, so I want to go. Yeah, actually, f6 is just a really strong idea because he can't really go king d7 because of f takes g7 there. So he may need to move this bishop. But then we could potentially go d5 with the idea being it's stopping king d7 ideas. And if he takes, then we would have, you know, maybe been able to get on this open file after something like c4. But okay. Okay, so holy moly, are we screwed here? No, we're not, but we're almost screwed. We're very close to being screwed. Okay, wow, let's think about this. Okay, I guess something like this doesn't hurt at all, right? Yeah, this is good because now we'll be able to play this, and he doesn't have bishop takes c4. Wow, okay. That was scary. Yeah, I wonder if... Yeah, so this line is better for black, by the way. In case you want to know how to beat me. But then once we get this bishop here, we are very happy. We're just going to push these pawns. Okay, I did recommend. That's what I was wondering. So did Random lose? Did he not lose that game? If he didn't lose, count me impressed. So there's so many tricks in this line as black. It's always a question of which one am I going to play, right? A lot of times it does depend on the rating of my opponent. Like my favorite line here is after knight takes c7, h5. But I guess I'll go for it. This is more of like it completely throws them off their prep. And even if they have prepped, there's just, it's going to be like more of a slow death for black. Where like normally you could go knight f6, knight e4, and like bishop d6, f4, and it's like a very like theory thing that's it's a line based way more around theory, which is going to be better against a lower rated player since it's less likely that they know the theory. But I've also run into 1800s that very well do know the theory, so it's kind of just like, you know, playing Russian roulette with whether or not they know it. So I've kind of adopted this line lately. The idea is to play, yeah, b5, h5, d5, and just kind of like restrict white's pieces and kind of make white make a decision on what they want to do. At the end of the day, they're only up a bishop and a pawn, right? Like a lot of times in these lines with this like f6, e6, f5 stuff, that's a really good move, by the way. A lot of times you're going for like immediate stuff, but this just kind of makes the claim of like, hey, you know, we're not dead here. We can just kind of play positionally and try to make white uncomfortable. It also works better in slower time control, so we'll see how this goes. But okay, yeah, another great move on my opponent there. I could take. I think I will. This knight's just really strong because like he could go takes and here, and this bishop's just not going to do a lot for me on this diagonal. So I think we'll go with that. His bishops are still pretty restricted. If he goes A, B, that's a strong move. I was going to say after E4, I think we can just go F4 to limit this bishop here. And then if you try something like bishop D2, I'll probably just jam up B4 there. Okay, let's go D5. Let's just continue pushing. Can't really afford to take, and then after knight F6, I think we're just going to have too much play. I mean, it's maybe still winning for him, but it gives me some extra ideas. In fact, we could even play rook d8 after that to force bishop d3 and then knight f6 or something. But okay, none of that matters. Hmm. Okay, so I think I don't know. This is tricky. It's super tricky. Let's go knight f6. I think he's gonna trade off this bishop for this pawn here. Question is, I don't really think king f8 ever makes sense because he's just got this threat of b3. So we're gonna have to take and trade off these rooks and give him this pass pawn here. So not looking too great for me, but we can. Okay, we like that. We like that move for sure, for sure. I don't think we want him to take. I think we want to do this. And now, after bishop b5, we can castle. Start with here. Okay. I mean, knight c5 is what I was planning. Part of me wants to just play rook f7 now. Oh, but then bishop d3. Okay, yeah, let's go knight c5. Yeah, rook f7, bishop d3 is attacking our pawn on g6. So, very scary. I mean, I'm pretty much going to have to just start rolling these pawns down the board. That's, yeah. Okay, okay. Bishop b2 is a very passive move. It's a very weak move by my opponent. I understand what he's trying to do. He wants to castle, but it's a very weak move. Yeah, if I were... Okay, that's a good move. That's a better move. For sure, for sure. But see, he's still got to get two moves before he gets it in front of my rook here. And by that point, we will have taken and played knight e4, potentially. Or maybe just start with knight e4. Like if he goes bishop g1, just play knight e4. Whoa, okay, that is not on my bingo card. Wow, okay. Let's start with just getting a rook on an open file. Okay, that was not a good move. Very unexpected. Did not expect it at all. Yeah, so we're just starting with a move that we know will be useful. I mean, of course, the rook's not bad here either. But, you know, it might be a while before we're able to bust open the A file. So he can't play b3 because if knight takes b3. So this looks pretty good. Trying to think. Okay, it's not bad. Well, we've got at least a draw now, but I don't think that's what we want. I don't think it is, but we might have to go for it. And hope he just messes up here or something. Yeah, let's just go for this. Maybe he'll play b3, which gives us a chance. Okay. Shoot. Whatever, let's go for it. This is probably losing. Because he can go. Yeah, or at the very least, it's a there's just no reason to play like this. Wow, he's messing up big time. Golly. Man, oh man. We squeaked by on that one. Holy moly. What a game. I think we were losing all the way up until the very end. Yeah, I think Castle's queenside was a big mistake. Okay, wow, we had much better than what we played there. Good find by my opponent, though. Knight b3. Yeah, I just saw king b1. What was it? Knight b3, king b1, and then moving to the b file. Okay, what's the idea here? I'm trying to think. c3. I'm not quite sure. Okay, that makes sense. If one king c2 probably does mean random. Oh yeah, so just our rogues here. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, what in the world? Oh, what in the world? That's sad. I had no idea. All right. I want to quickly look back at that other game. We're not going to hop into another one because we've got no chance of winning here, but uh, this is the one that he's down on queen, I think. Oh, never mind, wrong one. Is it this one? There we go. Okay. Thought for sure he was losing this. Yeah, wow. Queen g4, h4. Okay. Good move. Good moves all around here. Wow. That would have been nice. Yeah, so see how you just wanted to see how black, the random player here, the strong player, he's a queen here, but he's just making like a fortress, like making it really tough to make this queen effective. So well played to him. That's what good players are able to do. They're able to, figure out what you're trying to do, and yeah, down a queen, they can be pretty effective. But that's gonna do it for today's video. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you have a good one. See you guys.